up, Bunny Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Ron Kamonohashi, Deranged Detective, chapters 12 through 13. So, last chapter, Ron's name was cleared. He's not the killer. But, yeah, Grizzly got a little too close to the truth because now he's dead. Anyway, let's get to chapter 12 first, see what's in store for us today. The death of the detective he admired in the cold, piercing rain. And this chapter is titled The Case of the Island Observatory Murder Part 4. In the observation dome of a remote island observatory, a female photographer was killed. Ron is no longer under suspicion of being the murderer. But right after that, the instructor from Detective Academy Blue was killed. Who would do something like this? So, the suspects we have left now, because obviously Ron and Toto aren't the killers. So we got the director Takumi Jumanji, the astronomy chairman Isaku Donzawa, the observatory chef Minami Uno, and the constellation idol Princess Ori. Just the gut is telling me it's got to be either Takumi or Isaku, but we'll see. Grizzly Sensei, God, this art. Ron, an instructor from Blue was killed. Do you know what this means? Huh? Sensei was the closed circle instructor at the world-renowned Detective Academy Blue. His knowledge and skills came from the experience he gained through extensive field work. So if the culprit managed to do this to him... Ooh, God, this art is gorgeous. The name must be quite formidable. Pardon me. Sensei, I promise I'll avenge you. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Ron. Let's catch the culprit together. They took 2 human lives. I'll never forgive someone like that. I'll begin my deductions now, Sensei. I touched him earlier, and judging by his body temperature, he must have just died. His clothing shows no sign of struggle, so he was either shot from far away or very suddenly before he fell. It's fishing line. Fishing line? Ishiki-san! Ishiki-san, I heard a gunshot. Jumonji-san and Donozawa-san. Yeah, the 2 people I suspected the most. What? Grizzly-san? There's blood. It can't be. Yeah, he's passed on. That's, the one next to him is Ron Kamonohashi-san. I thought he'd been handcuffed and confined, so it was him. That's not true. Ron wasn't the one who shot Onodera-san. It'll take too long to explain enough. Stand back, Toto. I'll explain in 30 seconds. That quickly? He's just talking really fast. When I went to check out the roof, I found the same gun that was used to shoot Onodera-san. It seems the culprit stole the gun from Grizzly-san, who had confiscated it. You've got to be kidding me. There's been another murder? Not Grizzly-san. No, not Grizzly-san. In order to determine the circumstances at the time of Grizzly-san's murder, allow me to verify everyone's alibis. Jumanji-san was resting in his room, and he came running out when he heard the gunshot. Donozawa-san was in the first floor restroom when he heard the gunshot, and he ran into Jumanji-san in the lobby. Una-san was sleeping with earplugs in, and Princess Ori-san was wearing headphones to check the sound from her performance recording, so she didn't hear the noise. This means none of you have an alibi, and any of you could have killed Grizzly-san. One of us here is probably that cruel murderer? Yeah, I'm scared. Things here are so dangerous, but the police can't come. No, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I'm scared. You're a suspect too. Things here are so dangerous, but the police can't come to help. At this rate, it'll be a repeat of the tragedy from 10 years ago. What? This island really is cursed. We're all gonna end up as corpses. No, you're not. By the looks of it, Officer Ishiki's incredibly angry. He loves mysteries more than anyone, and even though it's what he's skilled at, he's been caught in a trap, and 2 people have been killed on his watch, including a detective he respected. We know it's you, Ron, that it's more... You're projecting, obviously, Ron. We know. The culprit has blended into this group after causing chaos and fear, and is probably smirking underneath the mask of fear they're wearing, but you're going to regret it. You've angered the one person you shouldn't have. Oh, yeah, you shouldn't have pissed Ron off. Let's reinvestigate the first murder. Yeah, first we heard the gunshot from the observation dome, so we ran to the entrance, but the door was locked. Grizzly-san, Jumanji-san, and I tackled it open and broke the lock and went inside. By the way, how do you think the culprit sealed off this room, Toto? The unique master key was sealed inside this room in my pocket, so how did the culprit lock the door? Did they use some kind of tool? The fishing line! How'd they use it? They slipped it through the gap at the top of the door, dangled it down, and turned the lock. Wrong. But I finally got to do my own deduction. You did your best, Toto, but take a good look at the door where they could get the fishing line through. Huh? There's glue along the edge of the door. There's no way even a thin key could get through here. Between the key and the glue, the room was double sealed. But why did they use glue in addition to the lock? This has gotten even more interesting. This culprit really is formidable. But if they couldn't think of something like this, it would be worth defeating them. He seems happy. He's energetically rising up to meet this impregnable mystery. This is the usual Ron, the Ron Kamonohashi I know. Don't just stand there. Tell me about after you broke open the door. Right. When the three of us entered the dome, it was pitch black. When we used the flashlights that Una-san brought to look around, we found you and Onodera-san. Pardon me. Are you even listening? Yep, he's himself again. Onodera-kan, as I thought from this position, the telescope blocked me from you. All you can see is the vent, but a person couldn't fit through that. Toto, turn out all the lights. It'll be totally dark. That's fine. Okay. My eyes are adjusting. That's the light switch? The switch that opens the dome roof is shining. Onodera-san is lying right in front of the switch that opens the roof. Come to think of it, the dome's roof opened just before we heard the gunshot. Did Onodera-san flip the switch just before she was shot? But even if the dome's roof was open, there's no way the killer could have gotten out through the ceiling after shooting her. And everyone has an alibi for the time of the murder. There's no way that any of them could have committed that murder in a perfectly sealed room. This mystery just keeps getting more confusing. This one might be too much even for you. Right? No mystery is too much for Ron. If it ain't too much for Conan, it ain't too much for Ron. Ron, I'm turning on the lights. Wait. That was the perfect fucking Ron in that hula hoop. That was the perfect level of difficulty. Were you doing a pitch black hula hoop challenge? I knew it. You've thrown in the towel and can't do anything but spin a hoop around. What are you talking about, Toto? Take a good look. It looks like some fishing wire got trapped around the hula hoop when I was setting up. Quit playing around with our vital clues. Haven't you realized yet, Toto? This is the key to solving the mystery. I've solved the mystery of the locked room. Dude, it's like little things like this that just make this manga just so fucking awesome. Huh? Now we just need to find the culprit. Yeah, I thought you'd be here, officer. No! No way! It's her? Princess Ori-san. I got worried that the typhoon might knock out the power, so I wondered if there were flashlights stopped being used. Una-san should know about that. Yes, I asked Una-san earlier, but what did she say? She seemed pretty high-strung. Everyone always makes me bring the flashlights. This is the third time. Look for them yourself. Gotcha. I can just picture her snapping like that. Flashlights. You really are the Orion idol, huh? You're just like Orion, the master hunter from Greek mythology. And you've hunted down the mystery for us. Yeah. Really? What do you mean, Ron? We have everything we need, thanks to Princess Ori-kun. You know who the culprit is? Oh my god, if it is Ori, I am going to just lose it. Because it would totally make sense. Because of, the hunting aspect. Totally forgot about that. And I'm supposed to be a mythology freaking buff. Holy fucking hell, I forgot about that aspect. I'll leave the rest to you, Officer Ishiki. It's your turn. Let's go start our counterattack. The duo is about to present their evidence. All right, let's go. Let's get to chapter 13. Okay, so Chapter 13 is titled The Case of the Island Observatory Murder Part 5. I think this is going to be the conclusion of this. Uncover the truth. So yeah, I think this is the conclusion of this arc. 10 years ago, a horrifying group murder took place at an isolated island observatory during a viewing party for the meteor shower in the constellation of Leo, which happens every 10 years. Another murder has happened, and the first victim was a female astronomical photographer. The second was a male instructor at Detective Academy Blue. Who could the killer be? We're gonna find out. Thank you all for gathering so suddenly in the middle of the night. This is to quickly arrest the dangerous serial killer here, so I appreciate your understanding and cooperation. Arrest? You know who the killer is? Yes, the killer is in this room. Oh my god, so it's true! Someone here! Can you explain properly? Yes, of course. When Grizzly-san was shot on the roof, Ron and I immediately ran down to where he landed. That's because right after hearing the gunshot from above, we looked out a window and saw him falling. To put it another way, if we hadn't seen Grizzly-san falling, it would have made more sense to head to the roof where the gunshot came from. But there was someone who immediately ran to where Grizzly-san was outside. Furthermore, he came out without an umbrella in order to cover up the fact that he got soaked by the rain when he shot Grizzly-san on the roof. The killer is... You, Jumonji-san! I fucking knew it! I knew it was gonna be... I knew Jumonji was the killer. I fucking knew it! Director? Hey, come on! You really scared me there. I think you jumped to... Dude, you are the killer! You are sweating! I think you jumped to the wrong conclusions, Ishiki-san. I just lost my composure after hearing a gunshot outside, so I ran out without thinking. Plus, how do you explain Onodera-san's murder? I was with you when she was killed. I figured out that trick, too. Dude, you did it! You pretended to go back to your room during the party. I knew it was you! Who's that fucker? You pretended to go back to your room during the party, then attacked Onodera-san while she was alone and gave her sleeping medicine. After that, you laid her down with Ron in the dome where you'd already shot out all the lights with the gun. That's when you put the master key in Ron's pocket. Then for the finishing touch, you put glue on the door and sealed the two of them inside. Wait a minute. How did he lock the door then? The door was locked when you had to break it open, right? Right, that was the really clever part. He gave Onodera-san a lighter dose of sleeping medicine than Ron, so when she woke up, she first headed over to the glowing light switch, but all the lights had been destroyed, so they didn't turn on. She tried to leave through, what do you suppose she tried next? She tried to leave through the door after noticing it next to the light switch, but it wouldn't open since it was glued shut, so she thought the door must be locked, and when she turned the lock to open the door, she actually locked it. But that's what I would do in that situation. But she was murdered. How did somebody shoot her after that? The killer had anticipated Onodera-san's next action and had one more trick prepared. Another one? The fishing line we found on Grizzly-san was the hint. Ooh, alright. The killer tied one end of the line to the top of the telescope and tied the other end to the trigger of a gun that was hidden inside the air vent. If the lights wouldn't turn on and the door wouldn't open, what do you think Onodera-san would try next? Aside from the light switch, the only other illumination in the dome was coming from the switch to open the dome ceiling. If she opened the ceiling, let's see. If she opened the ceiling, she'd have some light from the stars and could probably get someone's attention by shouting. She pulled the switch with hope in her heart. And what happened then? As the dome opened, the telescope started to rotate towards the stars it had been programmed to observe. At the same time, the fishing line tied to the top of the telescope grew taut and pulled the gun trigger. And it fired into Onodera-san's back! Yeah, busted! Whoa! The fishing line Grizzly-san was holding had already snapped into the telescope's rotation. But the gun was lying next to Kamonohashi-san. It wasn't in the vent. The gun that was next to Ron was the model gun from the lobby. Well, oh, so the model gun wasn't really a real gun. It was just a model gun. While everyone else's attention was focused on the corpse, you went and retrieved the real gun from the air vent. That sneaky bitch. And you used that gun to kill Grizzly-san. Wait a minute. Let's say you're... Dude, he is right. You just fucking said it. Let's say you're right about that being the murder method. What proof do you have that I did it? You just said it. I'm the one with the question for you. Before you broke open the door to enter the dome, you asked Uno-san to go get some flashlights. How did you know the lights wouldn't turn on inside? Ooh! Busted! That's information that only the killer who broke all the lights ahead of time would know. Good grief. If you've seen through that far, then I guess I've lost this bet. But I don't regret it. Onodera died because she had to. What? What did Onodera-san do? That woman had been sniffing around about the murders that happened here 10 years ago. Astronomical photographer was just a cover story. She was actually a journalist who investigated unsolved crimes. She showed up here out of the blue a few years ago, and I knew right away that she was here to investigate the murders. She even left the viewing party to rummage through my room. She was the one that did the murders 10 years ago? Oh my god, party to rummage through my room. You only killed Onodera-san because you had something to hide, right? You used a real gun for these murders too, but could it be that gun was... Yes, that's right. It's the same gun that was used in the murders 10 years ago. I've been hiding it this whole time. What? On that day, my father, who was the director at the time... It was his father that killed them all! Holy shit! On that day, my father, who was the director at the time, killed all the guests and staff with a gun and then killed himself! Holy shit! What? I was the first one to arrive on the scene, and I desperately wanted to hide my family's crime. No, our shame. I can't believe it! Holy crap! So this is the truth. But what's done is done. But why did his father do that? That's the thing. Like, why? What was the motive? Was it cult shit? Like, what? But what's done is done. I just wanted to leave the rest of my life... But what's done is done. I just wanted to live the rest of my life in peace. But that stupid woman was trying to dig it all back up. And Grizzly was just as stupid. Pinning the crime on Kamonohashi would have solved everything. If he hadn't kept investigating like that, I would have rewarded him handsomely for protecting my peace. What are you talking about? Shoot yourself. Uh-oh. What? Repay the dead with your own death. Uh-oh. Huh? The gun is gone! No, stop it, Ron! What'd I do? I won't be killed by you, Kamonohashi-san. I'll settle this my own way. Huh? What does he mean? Damn. Spit it out! You're too late! You're too late. Hey, I still have questions for you. Why was it me? Why was the trap set for me and not anyone else? Did you plan on me coming here too? Of course I did. What? No matter how much you struggle, you'll never escape his grasp. What? You'll never escape his grasp. Who? What do you mean? Who are you talking about? The sun is rising. Don't die, Jumanji. Answer me. I still have questions for you, Jumanji. Ron. I'm sorry, but it's no use. He's dead. The almond smell points to cyanide. Oh, I have an idea. I know who he's talking about. He's talking about that motherfucker that put the marks on him, the scars on him. The curse on him. Yes, we'll be waiting. The local police are heading towards the island. It took them long enough, but what a relief. My tears won't cease. You calculated it from the start, huh? You took advantage of my love for... Sorry, this is just funny. You took advantage of my love of brown sugar and lured me to the viewing party through Toto, and then set up a trap to make me look like the killer in front of an instructor from Blue. To think you went that far, just who are you? And if someone else was giving you instructions, who was it? I've got to say, it was fitting that an observatory director's last words were, "The sun is rising." Here's your sunrise. Oh, speaking of that sunrise, Amano, this panel with the sunrise is fucking gorgeous. You could frame that and just like put it on your wall. It is gorgeous. Ron. Ooh, hold on. Look at Ron's eyes right there for a sec. Something happened. Something going on. The local police are here. I see. Those are all the questions I have. Thank you, Princess Ori-san. Ishiki-san. When you're working, you shine like a first magnitude star. Huh? A first magnitude star? Comet Dash! Shiki's getting something. The police just loaded up the bodies and set off. We can head back once we're ready, too. What a shame. To think Grizzly-sensei would be leaving here as a corpse. It seemed like he was someone who really understood me. Ron, do you remember, Toto, how before we came to this island I said I was giving up detective work? I take that back. This case was exactly like the one from my past. It wasn't a coincidence. Oh, that's true. That was something I think we were all thinking about, that this is just too much of a coincidence here. Something very fishy going on. By past, do you mean the bloody field trip? Yeah, just like that murder case from 5 years ago. I was discovered at the scene of a murder with no memory of what happened, and when I woke up, I was accused of being the killer. That's true, and I found another point of similarity. This is the spot where Onodera-san was killed after the sun came up. What? This is the mark. The mark is the same as the scar on your neck. Holy shit! It was dark in there the whole time, and I didn't notice since the carpet is black, but that had already been drawn in red ink before Onodera was killed. What? Ooh! Ooh! Now we're getting somewhere. What's going on? I should have realized it sooner. If someone was objectively observing my life, the bloody field trip was an abrupt anomaly. The only time before or since that a culprit died and I was blamed for it was that incident. And it was after that incident that I started trying to pressure culprits to death. And most importantly, I got the scar on my neck during that incident. In other words, the bloody field trip was a setup! But who would set you up? The person who Jumanji mentioned? I devoted my life to detective work, and they stole 5 years of it from me. And then they got tired of me wallowing in self-pity and prepared another murder case like the one 5 years ago and invited me in. It's like they wanted to declare that they have a brain superior to my own. Like they're mocking me for their control over my life as a detective. They're messing with me. This is the greatest humiliation of my life. Dude, I did not blame Ron for being pissed. I'll never forgive them. Phew. Looks like it's just me and the corpses now. Dude, he's still alive! I nearly escaped death thanks to you. I ate that fizzy almond-scented candy and then squeezed a ball under my arm to stop my pulse so nobody suspected I was still alive. You were quite the actor. What the fuck? You were quite the actor. On behalf of my family, you have our praise. That's not necessary. The only reason I was able to avoid death and start my new life is because you all reached out to me when I was in trouble due to Onodera. It still feels like a dream to think the legendary M family, what? Which stands at the peak of the criminal world, actually exists and appeared before me. They say all the world's crime goes through the M family, and that 100% of the cases they're directly involved in go unsolved. They're the greatest crime family in history! Yeah! So, we got our black organization here. Yes! We're more famous than I thought. By the way, how was Ron Kamonohashi? I observed him closely. Just like you said, he suddenly changed once he knew I was the killer. There was genuine murderous intent in those eyes. I think I would have been killed if I hadn't pretended to kill myself. Oh, that's all I needed to hear. It's done, brother. I see. I hear Ron Kamonohashi tried to kill the killer. And I saw Ron for the first time. What do you think of him? What do you think? He's not like any of us. Even after hearing he's the 6th generation descendant of that arch enemy detective, I couldn't believe it. He's also the 9th generation of someone else. What? Ooh, this just got even more interesting. But did he get my message from 5 years ago? His face went pale after seeing the mark same mark as the one he has. He must not know what it means. Oh, he does. He'll come to like it eventually. The blood of our side, which flows through him. Holy shit! What? He's part of the F family. Holy shit! What? What? After all, he has the blood. Wait, what? He has the blood of both Sherlock Holmes pooping out of nowhere. Well, this explains a lot in regards to, like, the Sherlock Holmes twist. My God, I can believe it, though, based on how he solves mysteries. I could believe that, but oh gosh, oh my God. I'm kind of sad to part with it. Your bad mood didn't last long at all. When I thought about it, I figured it's kind of wonderful that I have my own personal mystery now. Think about it a little harder. Oh yeah, Toto, I forgot to ask you the most important thing. Will you continue to help me out? Huh? If I'm not around, someone will pin a murder on you in no time. Well said. Yay! Una-san, the chef gave me some brown sugar syrup she didn't need. She gave me 3 so you can have one. I know it's your favorite, so you don't have to. I'm good. Then give it to Amamiya-kun. That just looks like marine fuel. With new resolve in his heart, Ron takes another step forward. I guess I could think of it as a souvenir for her, but oh my God, I am just fucking shook right now. Oh my God. Oh my God, though. Holy shit. So for those of you that are uncultured and don't know who James Moriarty is, he basically is the arch villain of Sherlock Holmes, and the Sherlock Holmes novel. So this has gotten very, very interesting because based on what we just got here in this chapter, it's making it really seems like this manga is taking place in the Sherlock Holmes universe. Ooh, I can't wait to get the whole story about how about how his parents met, considering they are star-crossed lovers. We got a star-crossed lover situation. But man, so now we know the meaning behind that mark. That mark is the symbol of the Moriarty family, which is, and he's known as, I love the meaning behind the name because it took me a minute to remember it. He is known as the Napoleon of crime, and I love it. This is just insanity. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. This is nuts. Amano, you have just really fucking taken this manga to the next level with this. You really have. You have separated this manga from Detective Conan for me. Oh, damn straight. With this twist, with the Sherlock Holmes James Moriarty twist, woo, you really taken it and separated it from Detective Conan. Oh, you did. Because, up until this point, we had that Detective Conan. It was more like I was waiting for that moment where we were going to have it separate itself. Ron Kamonohashi would truly separate itself from Detective Conan. And yeah, we did have the supernatural aspect as well. We already did. But to have this twist, wow. Oh, I'm so looking forward to this. Because now what we have here is kind of like a Hitman Reborn meets Detective Conan kind of situation. And woo, I am down. But the thing that I'm very interested in is if, based on what we saw, I'm going back to the very early chapters, was if the head of blue, based on what we saw in the book, that picture of Ron with the mark, knew about it. That's what I'm curious about. They knew. But there's just something else up. There's something else going on. I'm very curious what you guys think about these chapters and what you guys think about this twist. This twist! Holy shit! Holy shit! I am down with this! I can't wait! We are now where this manga is really getting started. Oh, this manga is really getting started now. Ooh, I feel like this is kind of like with how Undead Unluck, it took a little bit for, and don't get me wrong, I love Ron Kamonohashi manga. I really do. But with Undead Unluck, and I love Undead Unluck, especially now, but it was slow up until, like, we got to the committee, to the round table and shit. That's what I feel like is going on here, is that this manga just really is really gonna take off now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. if you love what I'm doing and want to help keep this channel alive so I can keep bringing you more Ron content. There's a few ways you could do that. You could donate to my Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off my Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, friend me on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later.